you, because when you're at the crossroads, you can see the left and the right. But once you make a decision, you're only limited to that path. So when this is the God view of the Most High, or the all-seeing eye, what we're taking now. Now I'm gonna wrap this up, but remember that the ripple is the rebel, the reaper, and this was the god Saturn. You can see him here again with the ripple or the ring around him. He is the all-seeing eye. That's why his head is turned. They turned his head on purpose because they only wanted one eye to be seen. This is the all-seeing eye that spoke the ripples into creation, or disturbed the waters with the vibration. Here it is. So that's that all-seeing eye. And again, your witch hat. And let me go on ahead, wrap this up. You can see it here on Sumerian Cosmos. And what else I wanted to go into with this? You know what? One thing I wanted to point out for our tournament was, we talk about Christmas trees. We talk about Adam and Eve in the garden. This is the woman. This is the serpent. This is the all-sin. This is the woman that's causing the vibration in the ancient Greek. She's the serpent goddess. So real quick, let me continue and try to make this quick. One serpent is negative, one serpent is positive, but she is neutral. She's neutron. Remember, man and woman comes from the neutral womb. All right. And that's what she represents. But this was turned into this. And we lost all the stories of the Great Mother. And it's so confusing now. And we'll never get the truth until we close this Genesis up and go back to the real Genesis. All right. But we can't see the goddess as long as we going through the Bible, because they cursed her. Remember, she's the golden bull, and each serpent is the horn. That bull wore a horn, and each horn is the serpent. All right. Another form of the serpent goddess in Asia is Nuwa. Nuwa means new water, because our water is recycled and filtered at the North Pole. She constantly cleans the waters of the earth, and the Asians call her Nuwa. And you see, she's just another form of Nuwa. And what she is, Santos, this is going to be a climax here. Here are another forms of Nuwa, or the serpent goddess around the world. She was cursed. She was the serpent on the tree in the garden that was trying to give us balance, because good and evil is positive and negative, and you need balance. That's what weaves together the DNA. All right, this is the number 8, the dual serpents. But what I want to say before I turn it back over is, this is called a Nagini. Let me see if I can pull another one up. This is the serpent goddess, the Great Mother. It's called a Nagini. And you see a lot of these around the Asian world, people with the body of a snake. And I'm going to wrap mine up in a minute here. Let me go to Nagini in Asia. We want some real pictures. So here's a Nagini. This Nagini is a form of the Great Mother. If you look at her head, it's got 4 peaks surrounded by a high peak. Pay attention, guys. Look at her crown. It's got 4 points with 1 point in the middle. She represents Mount Meru. The 4 points with the big point in the middle. This is what she represents. Mount Meru, the North Pole. Now they're giving you Santa Claus. All right. Remember that the Pharaoh wore a headdress just like the Nagini, but they ain't telling you the secrets of it. So let me wrap this on up. Like I said, 4 points surrounded by 1 big point in the middle is Mount Meru. That's what the Nagini represents, because Mount Meru is our Genesis. This is where humanity originated from. So the Nagini became the genie. There's a creature we all grew up learning about called a genie. And a genie is just a Nagini. Genie is Nagini. And again, it's their way to hide the great mother. This is blasphemy. They making it into a man when it's really a woman. So the Nagini was turned into a genie. Now, the word Nagini and the word genie is the word Genesis, the book of Genesis. Genesis deals with the story of the genie. The genie is the one that came out of the darkness into light, right? He's in the lamp, right? Okay, he grants your wishes because this is the third eye, the hidden one also. So the genie is the Nagini, and the biblical Genesis hides the truth because they're giving you the genetics of the Pharaoh instead of taking you back to the Nagini or the genie, which is the great mother who represents the North Pole where we all come from. And you can see she wearing a crown with the 4 points and the one in the middle. She represents the Genesis. She represents the genie, the genealogy. Everybody can trace their blood back to where all compasses are pointing. When they tell you we come from Africa, they also tell you that the bloodline traced off of the continent. So they start telling you, well, aliens came from space to see life on Earth because they know ain't nothing come from space. The vibration was spoken from above, and everything after that was a ripple effect. But that ain't coming from space. That's coming from the heavens above you. So space was to hide this great mother who literally at the center of the earth. And the Bible's Genesis is not the genie. This is the genie who holds the real Genesis. The mitochondrial DNA of the woman is DNA itself, the foundation of DNA itself. That's why she's called up like DNA. Okay, but if you think about this, the 4 points surrounding the one in the middle, this is what our ancestors was telling us in Angkor Wat. 4 points, right? With one long point in the middle. This is what you got here for Angkor Wat. This is the Tibetan wheel, the Mayan cosmos, the 5 dice. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is cosmology. And guess what? They surrounded by water because there's waters above and waters below. This is Mount Meru. You see, they recreated Mount Meru. Like I said, when we journeyed from the center of the earth, we created new centers around the world. And now we forgot about the real center. We got amnesia. I'm trying to wake y'all back up so we can begin the journey. The root word of question is quest. We're taking the verbal journey now that's going to re-begin the physical journey. This is what the game of football is all about. People been trying to get back to the center of the earth, and you got governments and deceivers that's trying to tackle them on their way to the end zone. But when you get there, you get 7 points. 7 mean completion. The 7 means septos. The first Bible was the Septuagint Bible, dealing with the numerology of completion, the Alpha and Omega, the genie. So I'm almost through. I'm sorry it's taking too long. Let me wrap this up. So Angkor Wat shows you this from a top view. And then remember that the number 5 is the serpent. 5 is the serpent. It's the 4 continents with North Pole in the middle, just like you see with Mount Meru. And the number 5 shapes like a serpent. You see, the number 5 is the serpent. It's the symbol of Saturn. Listen to me. I'm giving y'all some divine stuff with all of my heart here. It's the symbol of Saturn. This became the number 5, man. Number 5. Why is the number 5 so important? Let me show you. This is why the number 5 is so important. Look, in a pyramid, The number 5 is in a direct center, y'all. Hello. Can you feel me? When you look at pyramid numbers and sacred geometry, it takes 10 units to build a pyramid. That's why it's called a tent, because it takes 10, a tent. All right. And in the middle of it, the most foundating part, if you remove the 5, the whole pyramid will collapse. Y'all better listen to what I'm telling you. If you remove the 5, the whole thing will fall down. The 5 is the serpent. That's the one wrapped on the tree of life. That's Saturn that they turned into Satan. And it just hurts my heart that they did that. That's why I never have respect for the Bible, because I got to go through all this stuff to teach all the truth, because the Bible made and the religions created all of this confusion. So now I got to go through all this to undo what they done with the Bible by giving you a fake Genesis. I'm taking you back to the real Genie, who they hid from you. Here she is right here. This is the womb we all come from. Now we sit on Santa Claus' lap, and that's the Pope. So let me wrap this up. Who are the gifts under the tree? Me and you. We're the children of the Most High. And when you look up under this tree right here on this Genesis art, the tree of life is the great mother, y'all. God damn it, I want y'all to really understand what I'm telling you here. The tree of life is the great mother of the great womb that gives birth to man and woman. That's what each snake represents. And if you look at this, they turned this into Adam and Eve, which are the children. Our children are our gifts. Think about that. Your children are your gifts. All right. They represent the present because they're new life. We represent the future, and your grandma represent the past, but the children represent the present. We're the future because we already in the time. We're right now, we about to pass on. Remember that when you look at past, present, future, when you write it again, past, present, future and past are right by each other. They back to back, because soon as you pass on, you become the future again. You become a newborn baby. One person die, one person pass again into the future. So to make this short and wrap it on up, when we rip, we rest in peace. You go to the darkness. You go to the one that started the ripple effect. That's why they say when you die, you meet the reaper or the ripple, and you RIP. You rip, you rest in peace. You rip through time and space because you disappear and come back into existence again. So you rip through the fabric of the vibration. You become a ripple again, because what you do is you get placed in the ground and you become a sperm again that disturbs the egg of your future mama, and you cause a ripple effect. And when the sperm get inside of the egg, guess what? That's the ball lengths. That's Saturn, balance, yin yang, ball lengths. And when the sperm penetrate the egg, it causes a ripple effect called a newborn baby. And what happens? That sperm is the Nagini. She represents the sperm. Now, what happens when the sperm get in the egg? The egg has the consciousness, intelligence, and everything who you are right there. And the sperm begin to transform its dead corpse, because all it was a spark. Once it connects with the egg begins to take charge. When the sperm splits the egg, that's how you get the reptilian eye. It's a sperm inside of an egg. But anyway, what happens is the same thing happens, is a ripple effect. The sperm disturbs the waters of the egg, and a ripple effect is a new human. And every ripple effect is surrounded by 4 corners with a big pole at the middle. So if you look at this, 360 is 4 corners with a big pole at the middle. And a human is 4 corners with a big pole at the middle called a spinal cord. And you got 4 corners, 2 hands and 2 feet. That ripple, that was a result of the sperm penetrating the egg, causing a ripple effect. as above, so below. Whenever there's a ripple effect, you get 4 corners with a pole in the middle. And even humans are made this way, with 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a pole in the middle. And that's what that God Saturn was representing. She's the pole in the middle. But let me go and wrap this up. There go your 4 points and a pole in the middle. That's how us humans are made. Now, if you look at this mountain, the gifts, because this mountain extends to the sky, y'all. It's the most high. It's the most high, okay? And all life is up under this mountain. Nothing can go higher than it. All of the life ripple outward from the center, all right? And it's the most high. So if you look at this, if this tree is the mountain, which is the most high, the children are up under it. Adam and Eve are the children. They're the gifts. We put the gifts up under the tree because we're all up under the tree. We're the children of the Most High. And the Christmas tree is in the center of the earth. It's the tallest tree on earth. And we all are up under that umbrella. The word umbrella is umbilical. Umbra is dealing with the moon. Umbro is a yoni. It's a diamond. It's a ripple effect. Umbro is the all-seeing eye. This is the yoni, the womb. And if you look in the middle, everything ripple outward from that middle yoni. So they're telling us this, y'all. Even the clothing companies. This is a clothing company. This is Umbro. They're dealing with the umbilical cord or the North Pole. Umbrella is the umbilical cord, and the roof or nut, the Taurus field, which is the bull. The bell, the bull is the bell. Remember that the bell is on top of the church. It's the most high. It's the steeple because it's the steepest. And the bell is inside of that steeple because it's the steepest. It's the most high. And when the bell is rung on top of the church, it's a vibration that creates a ripple effect. All of this stuff comes from nature. The church ringing the bell at the top, causing the vibration, is what the Most High did in the beginning. So that bell is the bull. It's the ball. And if you look here, you'll see a ball at the top of the eye. It's a ball or a bell or a bull. And if you look at Hathor, she has that ball in the middle of her head. That's that ball, the all-seeing eye above the ripple. Now, I know I'm being long and I'm going to pass it over, but I'm going to mute my mic a long time. So I just wanted to point that out. We're the gifts under the tree, you know, up under the North Pole. I'm sorry for being long-winded. Y'all can take over now.
Wow, thanks for that, bro. Yeah, Santos, are you there?
Yeah, I sure am.
That was a mouthful.
Oh, that was wow. That absolutely was wow on steroids. That's some of the best syncretism I've ever heard. I had a lot of aha moments, and that was how sermons should be preached in all the churches, I believe, and it will be. That was syncretism on steroids, guys. Make no mistake. All those connections are absolutely verifiable. You know, easy to learn. I mean, you just have to pay attention. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share what will supplement to Bro Sanchez's material, and it will add to a lot of it, because that last slide we saw of the drop of water causing the ripple effect, that is the pulse wave universe. That pulse, that little ball, that's Adam. Adam is dum dum. Your heart says that. If you listen when you meditate, you'll hear all these atum, because your heart tells you tom tom, tom tom. This is why all percussive instruments have tom tom in them. That's and most Western drummers play tom toms. because it's that sonoluminescence, okay? So it is a pulse wave duality universe, if you want to call it that, and not a particle wave universe. But you do see a particle of water there, a corpuscle. So this is the, that little pulse there is still part of that water. It's separate, but it's the same, okay? So it's like fire. Fire is warm and it is light. That's the Holy Trinity of fire. The Father, the Mother, who is the warmth, they are always together, never separate. And their Son, the light of the world, which is what fire produces. So the tetrahedron, Jehovah, the tetragrammaton, is the fire principle. And it doesn't mean that the universe is from patriarchy. Within that fire is always the warmth, which is its co-eternal partner. And so Eve is the wave, because when you remove W from Eve, you get Ave Maria. Ave Maria means all the waves of the marine waters, because when you flip the W, you get an M, and you see that it's just, well, it's just a glyph for energy, frequency, yeah, matter and water, earth and water. And so they reflect from each other. Okay, so let's have a look at some slides, which are from an unreleased presentation called All is Atum. I've been threatening to release this for about 3 years now, but this is from the presentation. Okay, so perhaps one day someone will, I'll release this and it will explain what all is Atum means, because it is true, all is Atum. And at the start of this presentation, I've presented all the deities that have Tum in their names, because T and D are interchangeable. Of course, all philologists and linguists know this, and M and N are interchangeable. Hence, Aten, Aden, Adon, Adum, Atum, however you want to say it, and backwards, Muta, Motor, motor of the universe. That's interesting, because MOT is backwards for Tum, and as the torus fields, as backwards for rotate. Torah, rota, because the torus field rotates, and of course, as Bro Sanchez showed, the Garden of Eden, the North Pole, where the pulse is coming from, the dielectric pulse, hence then the magnetism to move is the wave. So Eve is making space. So you get the principle of time and space in Adam and Eve. And remember, all odd numbers are masculine. Odd is Adam. And all even numbers are feminine, because you see those numbers have the principle of uniting. And when Eve comes along in the paradise, all of a sudden there's division, and she's upset the balance. But with division comes doubling. So she is our mother from the principle of two, which is even, which is Eve. So what we have is that wave is the one that will save us, the sin of Eve, the sine wave. So when you understand the sine wave, you'll understand that the temple of Solomon, built by Hiram Abif, Hiram above, which is Aries, sitting right here on the top of this head here. Can you see my slide? Please give me some feedback. I'm sharing my screen. So
Yes,
I
sir,
can see.
Santos. I'll present
Right.
you.
okay.
I was just muted.
Yep. Thank you. Can you see it if I still make this bigger? Because sometimes it goes blank.
Oh, I really like a bit of that picture.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here is the ecliptic. It starts at the top of the head at 0 degrees right ascension of meridian, RAM. That's how the sun goes on the ecliptic and all the planets. And starts at your head with the cerebrum, Sarah Abraham in heaven with God, yeah? That's the cerebrum. It's the cerebrum. Below that, just under the head, you can see, can you see this new slide? I just need some feedback because...
Yes, Santos, we can see it.
Good. Okay. Well, this is one of my graphics. This is my one of my, I think I've got 11 or 12 graphics available on my website that are all syncretic. They all are wave science, and the religion and theology is embedded in it. It's called astrology. So we start here always at the equinox, March the 21st. Up here at the Tropic of Cancer is the solstice. Here is the 23rd of September in Libra, the equinox. And down here, this is Capricorn. Down here, 21st of December, the solstice. Here you have the cross of Tom. You see the O and you see the T. That's Tom, okay? So Tom is the wave. Adam is the wave. That word that was used before, ombro. When I saw that, I got an aha moment. Thank you, Brother Sanchez, because ombro means, you can find Abraham in there. You can find the word abrasion, which is when a wave occurs. It starts with abraxas.
You know what?
Abrasion.
You know what? That
Go.
you just gave me an aha moment, because I was looking at a god, or it was some deity called Abraxas. You just mentioned it. He looked like the mother goddess.
That's it. And Abraxas in Gematria comes to 365, hence the year and the ecliptic. And the 7 letters of Abraxas are the 7 planets from A to S. Okay, so and this is Abraxas. This is Adam Kadmon. You'll see the Lamb of God above on the head. That's Hiram Abith. In Masonry, Hiram above, because the first of the 12 biophysical systems that are developed fully in the embryo is the cerebro-ram spinal system. Leo, the heart, is the cardiovascular system. Gemini, the lungs, the twins, air breathing, are the respiratory system. Okay, Taurus is the endocrine system, because the pituitary gland is there, and the cerebellum, the cerebellum. This is where the Taurus comes from, because these are the first 2 signs, the ram and the zohar, the horn, that come out of the center of the hyperboloid, which is the hourglass in the middle of all Taurus fields. Hence, the Taurus field is the Taurus bull, because the bull, Baal, the bell, is the hyperbole, because a Taurus field does not go without its partner, the inverse sphere called hyperbole. And so when we speak in hyperbole, we are speaking hyperbole, yeah, because we are speaking exaggeratingly. So the hyperboloid in the center of the Taurus field, where the dielectric plane, hence the dielectric flat earth, is, this is where the dome, or the Taurus field, is being projected from. And the first pulse of the ecliptic is Aries, the Lamb of God. Hence, when you look at this picture, you see them all lined up: Aries, Taurus. There's Gemini, the twins on the shoulders, the twin arms. There's Cancer, the chest. There's Leo, the lion heart. Here is Virgo, the belly, the princess. There she is, the virgin. There is Libra, the 2 kidneys, yin and yang, balancing the 2 energies in the body. Hence, in the middle of the sine wave, always here, always at the middle, where Saturn rules at sunset. Saturn set. And as Bro Sanchez says, it's so sad that people think that Saturn is evil, because Saturn is Kronos, the master, and he gives the best gifts in astrology. Not the worst, the best, because he is the perfecter of all things. Okay, and then you go down the body. Scorpio, no brainer, it's the generative system ruled by Mars, the phallic. Then you go down to Sagittarius. There's a hippo there, isn't it? Is that where your hips are? Certainly is. Then you come to your kneecaps, and there's Capricorn. Here is Aquarius, the man, standing on the shins of the man, Adam Kadmon. And there's the 2 feet, the 2 fish, the 2 piedi in Latin, the 2 pesci. Okay, so this is how all, here we go. Here's a aura. Here is what we call the torso. Well, the torso is an anagram for Taurus. Okay, because all of these chakras are what? Well, in Sanskrit, that means a disc. 7 discs turning. All right, or Sephiroth, the Jews call it. Okay, and you see, I'm going to leave this slide open. Please read all these words, and you will have many, many aha moments. Look at Meru here, the stairway to heaven. Meru, that your spinal column in Sanskrit is called Meru Danda. Danda is an anagram for Adam. Adam's spinal cord is Mount Meru, the stairway to heaven. Here you have the earth where you are living, which is the disk of our solar system inside the torso torus field. When you look up from your green earth, you see a blue sky. Beyond the blue sky, the dome, is purple, the Lamb of God, and Taurus, the bull. So when you say Jesus is the good shepherd, well, that's because the cerebrum is your sensory brain. And when you say Krishna is the good cowherd, you say that's because the cerebellum